let's transition into really, I think it's a big story. It's a fun story. The Nutmeg. All right, one of the guys who's taken the league by storm. He really is another. I don't know. I'm not saying he'll be as great and win championships yet, but he is like a facsimile of Steph Curry, and that is Trae Young. And he's got this move, Aaron. Now, occasionally you've seen a guy do it. He does it regularly. The Nutmeg. And for those that don't know what the Nutmeg is, it is when a basketball player is dribbling and he throws the ball between the legs of his defender and then goes and gets the ball and, continues his dribble. Trae Young does this regularly. He did it to Trevor Ariza a couple days ago, and Ariza didn't like it, gave him a forearm shiver, and now there's this big debate. Should Trae Young stop the Nutmeg? He said he never will because it's always been a part of his game. He was doing it in high school. Where are you at, Aaron, on it? I've got a strong feeling on it. I'm going to give you mine, but I'm going to let you go first. Where are you at on the Nutmeg?
Okay, so here's the truth. Trevor Ariza was born June 30th, 1985. I was born exactly 8 days later, July 6th, 1985. We are officially the old men on the lawn. Get off my porch, Trae Young. I don't like this at all. And
you sound like a guy that got nutmegged a time or two.
No, I'm not David Gascon, okay? Let's settle that right now. I had the 43-inch vert. It's a long story. I can't get into it. Knee surgery. It's a long story. We're not going to talk about me right now.
That's always the excuse, knee surgery.
Yeah. Well, I actually did have 2 knee surgeries, but
you had hops?
No.
Okay.
No, not really. But I'm just saying, listen, if it's strategic, if it's strategic, it's fine.
And it is, though. You seen him do it? But it's not like it's just showboating. He does it strategically.
It's fine. But if Trevor Ariza's elbow happens to flip up when he's running by, that's strategic as well. And that's my only thing, is that I have no problem with it as long as Trae Young knows the consequence. Now, I have a bigger issue with Trae Young. I think he's a lot of sizzle and not a lot of steak. Hasn't won anywhere. Me and his dad used to get into it on Twitter a little bit when he was at Oklahoma, neither here nor there.
He averages 30 and 10. You got an issue with that? He's like top 12 in the league in PER.
I think he is the perfect 2020 player because young kids don't watch games. They watch YouTube highlights, and nobody's better in a YouTube highlight than Trae Young. Now, I don't know if you heard, I mentioned Luka Doncic, Zion, Jason Tatum to Eddie House, and Trae Young was not in the conversation. I'm just saying, I think he's a great YouTube highlight. I don't know how many games that he is winning as your best player.
Well, I love the Nutmeg, and here's my thing with what you said, the forearm shiver with Trevor Ariza. You can't do that regularly. Like if everybody he nutmegs is going to throw an elbow at him, a flagrant one, that's going to hurt your team. If you don't want to get nutmegged, don't let him throw the ball between your legs. Now, it's easier said than done because now you got to close your legs up, but that's strategic because now I'm going to make you fall. You can't guard me if you're worried. I love it because if you're guarding me and you are worried, you're thinking about me throwing the ball between your legs and you don't want to get embarrassed. Now I got you. Now you're not worried about my primary moves and I got you on a string. I got you on skates.
See
that's how I would do Gascon.
See, it's fair to say that it keeps the defender off balance because they're worried about getting embarrassed rather than stopping you. But I also think it's strategic to just give you an elbow, give you a shoulder. It doesn't have to be malicious. What was why am I blanking on it?
But if you do it and we get the ball and a tech, and you get a tech and we get the ball and a free throw.
You just stick your little, your Zion booty out and you trip them up. Like, I'm not saying it has to be malicious.
You're old school.
I'm not saying.
Are you really 35? I don't think you're 35.
I'm Charles Oakley.
I think you're 65. I think you should be on the Golden Girls Cruise with Rob Parker.
I know. It looks like a lot of fun. Dinner at 4:30 p.m. sounds like a blast to me. No, listen, I get it. I just think you can be physical. Like if the nutmeg is strategic, that's fine. But if you're going to give Trae Young an elbow, it's kind of like, why am I blanking? When you foul Shaq on purpose, what is it? What is Shaq?
Hack a Shaq.
Yeah, that's strategic too. It's physical. You just don't let him get away with it.
We had Oscar Robertson, and this is why
I'm
you're
so
old.
jealous. I love that.
We had Oscar Robertson on Monday, and he said back in his day, the 60s, if you tried to dunk on a guy, they would hammer you because it was viewed as you're showing me up. It's the evolution of the game. Now everybody's trying to dunk on you, and it's an accepted part of the game. Trae has brought a new element to the game. The nutmeg.
He should learn another new element. It's called winning. He should look into that a little bit.
He's young. He's in that honeymoon period where winning
John
doesn't
Morant's
matter.
about to get Memphis into the playoffs in the West.
We'll see. All right, 877-99 on Fox. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. Are you as old and conservative as my man Aaron Torres, or are you young and hip like me? Your turn to weigh in, 877-99 on Fox. Is Trae Young's nutmeg move disrespectful or not? We will continue the conversation with you next. What do you think? Let's start with Andre in Massachusetts. Andre, where you at on the nutmeg?
More nutmeg all day is where I'm at. First of all, Trevor Ariza needs to lighten up. Okay?
No.
Him having a problem with Trae Young, doing the nutmeg and the highlight, it's absolutely ridiculous. Point of fact is this. Listen, back in the day when Allen Iverson came into the league, young guy, wanted to establish himself, went head-to-head with Michael Jordan. We know how that went, okay? And Michael Jordan's response wasn't to, get a flagrant one and try to bully a young man. He's like, okay, that's what you got. Let me show you. Let me one-up you. That should be the response from veterans instead of trying to push back on this youth movement. Trae Young, I tip my hat to him for distinguishing himself with the nutmeg. More and more and more is my feeling.
I like it, Andre. That's a nice call. That's one of Andre's better ones. All right, good job.
He was due.
Let's go to Vincent, right. Let's go to Vincent in Qatar. Vincent, welcome to the Odd Couple.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's up, brother?
So, I don't have a problem with the nutmeg, and this is why. So, if Trevor Ariza, he's a veteran player, so you would think he's seen everything as far as offense. And when I was playing ball in high school, I was taught to put one hand near your legs to guard the crossover and another hand to guard the passing lane. And if he don't have, if he
so kind of one hand between your legs.
Yeah. So, and he's all about showboating. The team's not winning, so they just got him out there to do what he want to do, to sell tickets. So he's going to put on a show. And I believe there's another play that's worse than nutmeg is when CP3 got put on his heels by Steph Curry.
Right.
I think that is way worse than being nutmeg.
Steph's made him fall, I think, twice.
My whole thing.
Yeah, he made him fall twice.
I am not anti-nutmeg, but I am also not anti-elbow to the throat if the nutmeg goes through and Trae's trying to go around and you just put your elbow
That's a flagrant foul. That could cost your team. That's the problem.
It could cost Trae. This is risk reward. It might cost him a black eye.
Old school. Going to Golden. You gotta go with Rob next year on the Golden Girls cruise.
I should.
Justin in Indiana, you're on with the Odd Couple. Where you at on the nutmeg?
Hello, gentlemen. I say bring it on, man. I was nutmegged all the time in high school, and I had to learn to defend it.
Really?
And
how old are you? May I ask? How old are you?
Yeah, 42.
They were nutmegging you back then?
Yeah, I played in an alternative school, and it was
so
it wasn't
teams just
organized.
Teams just look forward to abusing y'all. Is that what it was?
Oh yeah, we abused each other. It was a very no blood, no foul kind of league.
See, no blood, no foul. Exactly.
And it's like a head fake. A head fake, that's cheap. And if you fall for it, well, you deserve to get busted out on. So if a move's legal, come on, bring it on.
I'm with it. That's a good call. Let's go to Jeff in North Carolina. Jeff, where you at on the nutmeg?
Well, I had to call when you were talking about Aaron and saying that he must be old and conservative. And I thought, well, they don't get too much older and much more conservative than me down here in the farmlands here. But I'll tell you, I never played ball. I wrestled back in school. I was born in 52. But I'll tell you what, I love this. And I'll watch it more. And if you don't like it, stop him.
That's what I always say, right?
But legally, no. Legally, don't hurt the kid. Now, come on. And I'm going to tell you what, if he's got the skills, well, too bad for you. You're going to be on a highlight.
I agree.
I'm with you, Jeff.
I agree.
Stop it. That's what I always say. Stop me.
I agree. Don't hurt him, but find out what that pain threshold is.
But
That's
that
all I'm
elbow
saying.
to the throat is going to hurt.
All I'm saying, listen, let's see how tough he is. Come on.
I think Aaron got nutmegged on the regular.
No.
I think that's what this.
See,
really
I actually
boils
play
down to.
sports. I played football. We get tough. Somebody comes at us, you hit them back. That's all. It's no big deal.
All right. What's happening, y'all? It's Chris Broussard.
I'm Rob Parker.
And we are
The Odd Couple. Check us out as often as you can on YouTube.
And always remember, I'm Oscar and he's Felix.
Oh, man. Are you serious?